Success, it's what we all strive for, isn't it? That elusive goal that seems to dance just out of reach. But what if I told you that the key to success isn't about what you show the world, but what you keep hidden? Today, we're going to talk about 5 things you should keep under wraps if you want to achieve greatness in life. Now, you might be wondering why hide anything. Isn't success all about putting yourself out there? Well, yes and no. You see, success is like a garden. Some parts need sunlight to grow, but others thrive in the shade. And it's those shade-loving qualities that we're going to focus on today. Just on our list is your goals. Yes, you heard that right. Keep your goals to yourself. Now, I know this goes against everything you've been told. Share your dreams, they say. Tell the world what you want to achieve. But here's the thing, when you tell everyone about your goals, you're giving away a little bit of the energy you need to accomplish them. Think about it. When you share a goal, what's the first thing people do? They congratulate you. They tell you how great it is that you're aiming high. And for a moment, you feel good. You feel like you've already achieved something. But that feeling? It's fool's gold. It's not the real thing. It's just a tiny hit of satisfaction that tricks your brain into thinking you've made progress when you haven't even started. Instead, keep those goals close to your chest. Let them simmer inside you, building up pressure like a steam engine. Use that pressure to drive you forward, to push you through the tough times when no one's watching and no one's cheering. Because that's where real progress happens, in the quiet moments when it's just you and your ambition. And to our second hidden treasure. Your struggles, this might seem counterintuitive in a world where we're encouraged to be vulnerable, to share our hardships. But hear me out. Your struggles are the forge in which your strength is tempered. They're the resistance that builds your muscles, both mental and emotional. When you broadcast your difficulties to the world, you're inviting a whole host of reactions. Some people will sympathize, others will offer advice, and still others might even take pleasure in your troubles. But none of that helps you overcome the challenge at hand. In fact, it often does the opposite. It diffuses your focus, dilutes your resolve. Instead, face your struggles head-on in private. Treat them like a personal gym where you're building your resilience, your problem-solving skills, your grit. Don't waste energy explaining your problems to others. Use that energy to solve them. And when you come out the other side, stronger and wiser, that's when you can share not the struggle itself, but the lessons you learn from it. Your process in this age of constant sharing and behind-the-scenes content, it might seem odd to keep your methods under wraps. But think about the great magicians. Do they reveal how they perform their illusions? Of course not. The mystery is part of the magic. Your process, how you work, how you create, how you solve problems on what's your secret sauce. It's what sets you apart from everyone else. When you share it freely, you're giving away your edge. You're letting others replicate your success without putting in the years of trial and error that you did. This doesn't mean you should never teach or mentor, but be selective about it. Share your process with those who have earned your trust, who have shown they're willing to put in the work. For everyone else, let them see the results, not the recipe. Your next move, in chess, the masters don't telegraph their strategy. They keep their opponents guessing until the last possible moment. Life, in many ways, is like a chessboard. Your competition, whether in business, in your career, or in any other arena, is what they're trying to anticipate what you'll do next. By keeping your next move hidden, you maintain the element of surprise. You keep your competitors off balance. You force them to react to you instead of the other way around. This gives you a powerful advantage, allowing you to set the pace and control the game. But it's not just about outmaneuvering others. Keeping your next move to yourself also protects your plans from well-meaning but misguided advice. It shields your ideas from criticism before they're fully formed. It gives you the space to refine and perfect your strategy before you put it into action. And finally, the 5th thing to keep hidden. Your doubts. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore your doubts or pretend they don't exist. Doubts are natural, even helpful at times. They can prevent you from making rash decisions or taking unnecessary risks. But they're for your consideration alone, not for public consumption. When you voice your doubts to others, you're inviting their doubts to join yours. You're creating a chorus of uncertainty that can drown out your own inner voice, your own intuition. Remember, most people project their own fears and limitations onto others. Their doubts about your abilities often say more about them than about you. Instead, examine your doubts in private. Use them as a tool for self-reflection and improvement. Are they pointing out a genuine flaw in your plan? Then adjust accordingly. Are they just fear talking? Then acknowledge them, thank them for their concern, and move forward anyway. By keeping these 5 things hidden, your goals, your struggles, your process, your next move, and your doubts, you're not being secretive or antisocial. You're creating a protected space where your success can take root and grow, free from the well-meaning but often misguided influence of others. Think of it like planting a seed. When you first put it in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see how it's doing. You don't expose it to harsh sunlight before it's ready. You keep it hidden, protected, giving it the time and space it needs to establish strong roots. Only when it's sturdy enough do you let it break through the soil and reach for the sky. Your success is that seed. By keeping these 5 aspects hidden, you're giving it the best possible environment to flourish. You're not depriving the world of anything. Quite the opposite. You're ensuring that when you do emerge, when you do share your achievements with the world, they'll be fully formed, deeply rooted, and truly impressive. Now, this approach might feel uncomfortable at first. We live in a world of constant sharing, of putting every thought and action on display. Keeping things to yourself might feel like swimming against the current. But remember, it's often those who swim against the current who reach new shores, who discover uncharted territories of success. This doesn't mean you should become a recluse or stop communicating altogether. Far from it. What it means is being intentional about what you share and when you share it. It means understanding the power of silence, the strength in privacy. Think about the most successful people you know or have heard of. How much do you really know about their day-to-day struggles? Their doubts? Their next big move? Chances are not much. They understand the power of keeping certain things hidden. Now, you might be wondering, but what about authenticity? What about being real and vulnerable? These are valid questions. Authenticity is important, crucial even, to long-term success and happiness. But authenticity doesn't mean sharing everything. It means being true to yourself, living according to your values, and presenting a genuine face to the world. You can be authentic while still keeping these 5 things private. In fact, I'd argue that this approach allows for a deeper, more meaningful authenticity. Instead of constantly seeking validation or input from others, you're learning to trust yourself. You're developing a strong internal compass that guides your actions and decisions. This self-reliance, this inner strength, is what truly shines through to others. It's what makes people trust you, respect you, want to follow your lead. They may not know the details of your struggles or your process, but they can sense your quiet confidence, your unwavering commitment to your path. Let's break this down a bit further. When you keep your goals private, you're not being authentic, you're simply choosing to let your actions speak louder than your words. You're focusing on the doing rather than the talking. And when you achieve those goals, the result will be all the more impressive, because it will seem to have sprouted fully formed like Athena from the head of Zeus. When you face your struggles privately, you're not being fake. You're being strong, you're showing the world your resilience, your ability to weather storms without needing to make a show of it. This quiet strength is far more authentic and admirable than constant complaints or public displays of hardship. Keeping your process to yourself isn't about being secretive. It's about respecting your own journey, understanding that your way of doing things is unique to you. It's about recognizing that what works for you might not work for others, and vice versa. By not constantly explaining or justifying your methods, you're staying true to your own path. Hiding your next move isn't about being deceptive. It's about maintaining focus, about giving your ideas the space to develop fully before exposing them to the world. It's about respecting your own vision enough to protect it until it's ready to stand on its own. And when you keep your doubts to yourself, you're not being dishonest. You're showing confidence in your ability to handle your own internal struggles. You're demonstrating emotional maturity by not burdening others with every fleeting fear or concern. In all of these cases, what you're projecting to the world is not a facade, but a distilled version of yourself. It's you, focused and determined, free from the noise and static that comes from oversharing. Think of it like a novel. A great author doesn't show you every draft, every deleted scene, every moment of writer's block. They show you the final, polished work, but that doesn't make the novel any less authentic. All those hidden elements are the rewrites, the doubts, the process here. They're all there between the lines, giving depth and richness to the final product. You are the author of your own success story. These 5 hidden elements are your drafts, your rewrites, your behind-the-scenes work. They don't need to be on display to be real and valuable. In fact, they're often more powerful when kept private. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but isn't this all a bit selfish? Shouldn't we be helping others, sharing our knowledge, being open about our struggles to help those going through similar things? These are noble thoughts, and there's certainly a time and place for sharing and helping others. But consider this, you can't pour from an empty cup. By keeping these 5 things hidden, you're not being selfish. You're filling your cup, you're building your strength, your resilience, your unique value. And when your cup is full, when you've achieved the success you're striving for, you'll be in a much better position to help others. You'll have real, tested wisdom to share, not just theories or half-baked ideas. The safety instructions on an airplane. What do they always tell you? Put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. This is the same principle. By focusing on your own growth and success first, by protecting your goals and your process, you're putting on your own oxygen mask. Once it's securely in place, you'll be able to help so many more people. And here's another thing to consider. Success isn't just about you. When you succeed, you create value for others, you solve problems, you create jobs, you inspire people. By keeping these 5 things hidden and focusing on your own growth and achievement, you're actually preparing yourself to make a bigger impact on the world. Let's take a moment to imagine what this might look like in practice. Picture yourself waking up each morning with a clear sense of purpose, your goals firmly fixed in your mind but not shared with the world. You face whatever challenges come your way head-on, not wasting energy complaining or seeking sympathy, but quietly building your strength and resilience. You work diligently on your craft, refining your process, always improving, but never feeling the need to explain or justify your methods to others. You move purposefully towards your next big move, keeping your cards close to your chest, free from the well-meaning but often misguided input of others. And when doubts creep in, as they inevitably will, you acknowledge them privately, learn from them if there's a lesson to be learned, but never let them derail you or dampen your outward confidence. Can you see how powerful this could be? Can you feel the focus, the drive, the unstoppable momentum this approach could create in your life? Now, I'm not saying this is easy. Like any worthwhile endeavor, it takes practice. You might slip up sometimes, share too much in a moment of excitement or vulnerability. That's okay. Remember, we're aiming for progress, not perfection. Start small. The next time you set a goal for yourself, try keeping it private. See how it feels to work towards something without seeking external validation. Notice how it affects your motivation, your focus. When you face a challenge, resist the urge to immediately post about it on social media or vent to a friend. Instead, take a deep breath and ask yourself, how can I use this to grow stronger? Turn your energy inward towards solving the problem rather than outward towards seeking sympathy. Pay attention to your work process. Are there aspects of it that are uniquely yours, methods or approaches that give you an edge? Start treating these as your secret sauce. Share the results of your work by all means, but keep the behind-the-scenes magic to yourself. Practice keeping your next move under wraps. Enjoy the feeling of having a secret plan, a hidden ace up your sleeve. Notice how it affects your confidence, your sense of control over your own destiny. And when those doubts creep in, acknowledge them privately. Write them down if it helps, examine them, learn from them, but don't give them a voice. Don't let them out into the world where they can take on a life of their own. As you practice these habits, you'll likely notice some interesting changes. You might find yourself feeling more focused, more in control. You might notice that you're making progress more quickly, without the constant interruption of external input or the energy drain of always explaining yourself. You might also notice that people react to you differently. They might seem more intrigued, more respectful. After all, there's something magnetic about a person who carries themselves with quiet confidence, who seems to have a sense of purpose and direction without needing to broadcast it to the world. Remember, success leaves clues, but those clues don't always come in the form of loud proclamations or public displays. Often, the biggest clues to success are in what's not said, what's not shown. They're in the quiet determination, the focused energy, the unwavering commitment to a path that's not always visible to others. By keeping these 5 things hidden, your goals, your struggles, your process, your next move, and your doubts, you're not dimming your light. You're concentrating it, focusing it, making it burn all the brighter when it does shine through. Think of yourself as a master painter working on your masterpiece. You don't invite the world into your studio while you're still mixing colors and making sketches. You don't ask for opinions on every brushstroke. You work in private, pouring your heart and soul into your creation, and when it's ready, when it's the best representation of your vision and your skill, that's when you unveil it to the world. Your life, your success is that masterpiece. These 5 hidden elements are your private studio, your palette, your sketches and drafts. They're the behind-the-scenes work that makes the final product so impressive. So as you go forward from here, I challenge you to embrace this approach. Guard these 5 aspects of your journey. Keep them hidden, not out of fear or insecurity, but out of respect for your own growth process, out of a deep understanding of the power of privacy. Remember, the most powerful forces in nature are often unseen. Gravity shapes our entire universe, yet we can't see it. The roots that nourish a mighty oak are hidden underground. In the same way, the most powerful forces driving your success may well be the ones you keep hidden from view. Your goals quietly driving you forward. Your struggles silently forging your strength, your process invisibly honing your skills, your next move secretly shaping your future, your doubts privately guiding your growth. These hidden forces, working together, create an unstoppable momentum. They form the solid foundation upon which lasting success is built. They are the quiet engine of your achievements, the invisible hand guiding your journey to greatness. So go forth with this knowledge, embrace the power of what's hidden, let your success speak for itself, and watch as you begin to achieve things you never thought possible, driven by the quiet, unseen forces you've set in motion. The path to success isn't always about what you show the world. Often it's about what you keep hidden. These 5 things, your goals, your struggles, your process, your next move, and your doubts, they're your secret weapons. Use them wisely, guard them carefully, and let them propel you to heights you've only dreamed of. Remember, the most profound transformations often happen in silence, away from prying eyes. Like a caterpillar in its cocoon, you're undergoing a metamorphosis. The world doesn't need to see every stage of your transformation. What matters is the butterfly that emerges strong and beautiful, ready to take flight. This approach to success, keeping these 5 crucial elements hidden, it's not just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who achieves their goals consistently. It's about developing the inner strength, the quiet confidence, the unwavering focus that sets true achievers apart. When you keep your goals to yourself, you're not just protecting them from outside interference. You're also training yourself to be self-motivated. You're learning to push forward not because of external pressure or expectations, but because of your own inner drive. That's a powerful skill, one that will serve you well no matter what challenges you face. When you handle your struggles privately, you're building resilience. You're teaching yourself to stand strong in the face of adversity, to find solutions rather than seeking sympathy. This doesn't mean you never ask for help. Of course not. But it does mean you develop the strength to weather storms on your own, to be your own support system when needed. Keeping your process under wraps isn't just about maintaining a competitive edge. It's about respecting your own unique way of doing things. It's about understanding that your path to success is just that, yours. By not constantly explaining or justifying your methods, you're giving yourself the freedom to experiment, to try new approaches without fear of judgment or criticism. When you keep your next move hidden, you're cultivating strategic thinking. You're learning to plan ahead, to consider all angles before acting. This kind of foresight, this ability to think several steps ahead, is a hallmark of successful people in every field. And by keeping your doubts private, you're not just protecting your image, you're also learning to manage your own emotional state. You're developing the ability to process and overcome your fears and uncertainties without letting them derail you. This emotional mastery is crucial for long-term success and happiness. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but isn't it lonely? Don't we need support and connection to thrive? Absolutely. This approach doesn't mean cutting yourself off from others or going through life alone. Far from it. What it means is being selective about who you let into your inner circle. It means cultivating deep, meaningful relationships with a few trusted individuals rather than seeking constant validation from the crowd. These are the people you can open up to, the ones you can share your goals and doubts with, the ones who will support you without judgment. Think of it like this. Not everyone gets a backstage pass to your life. The general public sees the performance, the end result, but only a select few get to see behind the curtain. This exclusivity not only protects your process and maintains your focus, but it also makes those close relationships all the more valuable and meaningful. This approach also teaches you an invaluable skill. Self-reliance. In a world where we're constantly connected, constantly sharing, it's easy to become dependent on external input and validation. But true success, lasting success, comes from within. By keeping these 5 things hidden, you're learning to trust yourself, to be your own source of motivation and validation. Let's take a moment to really consider the power of this self-reliance. When you're not constantly seeking approval or input from others, you become more decisive. You learn to trust your own judgment. You become less swayed by passing trends or other people's opinions. This steadiness, this inner strength, is magnetic. It draws opportunities and success to you. Moreover, this self-reliance gives you a kind of freedom that few people experience. When you're not beholden to others' opinions or expectations, when you're not constantly explaining yourself or seeking approval, you have the freedom to take risks, to try new things, to follow your own path wherever it may lead. This freedom, combined with the focus and drive that comes from keeping your goals and process private, creates a powerful formula for success. You're like an arrow shot from a bow. Streamlined, focused, unstoppable. This isn't about becoming cold or closed off. It's about being strategic with your energy and your trust. It's about creating a safe space for your dreams to grow, for your skills to develop, for your confidence to build. Think of yourself as a garden, these 5 hidden elements: your goals, struggles, process, next move, and doubts. They're like the soil, rich with nutrients. They need protection, they need care, they need time to do their work unseen. The fruits of your labor, your visible successes, they're like the flowers and fruits that eventually grow. Beautiful, impressive, nourishing to others. But without that hidden, protected soil, without those unseen roots growing deep and strong, there would be no blossoming, no fruit to bear. This gardening metaphor brings us to another important point. Success, true success, isn't a one-time event. It's not about reaching a single goal and then stopping. It's about creating a sustainable system for ongoing growth and achievement. By keeping these 5 elements hidden, you're not just working towards a single success. You're cultivating a lifestyle of success. You're developing habits and mindsets that will serve you not just in achieving your current goals, but in setting and reaching new, even bigger goals in the future. You're playing the long game, setting yourself up for a lifetime of achievement and fulfillment. This long-term perspective is crucial. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in quick fixes and overnight success stories. But lasting success, the kind that brings true satisfaction and makes a real impact, takes time. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to work quietly towards your goals, even when no one else can see your progress. By keeping these 5 things hidden, you're giving yourself that time. You're creating a space where you can work consistently towards your goals without the pressure of constant external expectations or judgments. You're allowing yourself the freedom to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back without having to explain or justify every move. This patience, this willingness to work silently towards your goals, it's a rare and valuable trait. In a world of instant gratification and constant noise, the ability to stay focused and keep moving forward, regardless of external validation, sets you apart. It makes you unstoppable. But here's the beautiful things. While you're working quietly, focusing on these hidden elements of success, something magical happens. Your visible success, the part the world does see, it starts to speak for itself. Your achievements become undeniable. Your progress becomes evident not through your words, but through your results. The most successful people you know or have heard of, they often seem to operate on a different level, don't they? It's like they have some secret source of power that propels them forward. Well, this is it. This ability to work quietly, to focus on their inner growth and development without seeking constant external validation. That's their secret power. As you embrace this approach, as you start to keep these 5 crucial elements hidden, you might notice some interesting changes. You might find that you have more energy, more focus. Without the constant drain of explaining yourself or seeking approval, you can channel all your energy into actually doing the work, into moving towards your goals. You might also notice that you become more confident. Not the loud, showy kind of confidence that needs to constantly prove itself, but a quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you're on the right path, even if others can't see it yet. This confidence, this focus, it changes how you move through the world. It changes how others perceive you. People are drawn to those who seem to have a sense of purpose, who move with intention. By keeping these 5 things hidden, you cultivate that sense of purpose, that intentionality. You become someone others want to follow, someone others want to be around. But perhaps the most profound change you'll notice is in how you perceive yourself. When you're not constantly seeking external validation, when you're not measuring your worth by others' reactions, you start to develop a stronger, more authentic sense of self. You start to truly understand your own value, independent of what others think or say. This self-awareness, this self-assurance, it's the foundation of all great achievements. Because when you truly believe in yourself, when you're driven by your own internal standards rather than external expectations, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So as we wrap up this discussion, I want to leave you with a challenge where the next week, try keeping these 5 things hidden. Don't share your goals. Don't broadcast your struggles. Keep your process to yourself. Stay quiet about your next move and manage your doubts privately. Instead, channel all that energy into action. Focus on doing rather than talking. Focus on progress rather than praise. Focus on personal growth rather than public perception. At the end of the week, take some time to reflect. Notice how you feel. Notice how you've progressed. Notice how your relationship with yourself, with your work, with your goals has changed. I think you'll be amazed at the difference it makes. I think you'll start to feel that sense of momentum, that sense of quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're on the right path, even if others can't see it yet. Remember, your success journey is yours and yours alone. While others can support you, guide you, cheer you on, at the end of the day, it's your steps that will take you where you want to go. By keeping these 5 things hidden, you're taking full ownership of your journey. You're putting yourself in the driver's seat of your own success story. So go forth with this knowledge. Embrace the power of what's hidden. Let your success speak for itself. Trust in your own ability to grow, to overcome, to achieve. Keep nurturing those hidden elements. Your goals, your struggles, your process, your next move, your doubts. And watch as they fuel your visible success in ways you never thought possible. Remember, the most profound transformations happen in silence, away from prying eyes. Like a seed growing underground, your success is taking root, and when it finally breaks through the surface, it will be strong, unshakable, and truly yours. Your journey to success starts now in the quiet moments when no one's watching. In the private battles you fight, in the secret goals you set, in the hidden process you refine. Embrace these moments. Cherish them, for they are the true source of your strength, your growth, your ultimate success. The world is waiting for what you have to offer. But it can wait a little longer until you're ready, until you've done the hidden work that will make your success not just achievable, but inevitable. Keep these 5 things hidden and watch as you unlock levels of success you've only dreamed of. Your time is coming, your success is growing. And when it blooms, it will be a sight to behold, not because you talked about it, not because you sought constant validation, but because you did the work quietly, consistently, with unwavering focus and determination. This is your moment, this is your journey. Make it count. Keep these 5 things hidden and let your success speak volumes. The world is ready for what you have to offer. Are you ready to show them?